they wanted to call me Betty, and I said, no.
That's Elizabeth, or Lisa as most people know her. And this is Living, the show where we chat with older persons about their life so far. We'll talk about what worked, what didn't, and what they've learned along the way. I'm Margaret Young, founder of Age Knowble. Lisa's story in Canada begins
In 1951, that was when they allowed the Germans to leave and emigrate. Mm-hmm. And the Canadians were eager to get a lot of German people because of the good tradesmen which Canada wanted.
6 years after the end of the Second World War, the German economy was starting to recover. Food became more plentiful. Guest workers from Turkey came to work in the factories, and the cities were being rebuilt. So at 27, Lisa, a trained electronic technologist, decided along with a group of her co-workers to move to Vancouver.
I had decided to go to Vancouver because in Vancouver the strawberries are ripe in May. That's the place to go because that's the warmest place in Canada.
The Canadian government had a program to make the journey more attractive to skilled workers.
They paid our trip, and then when you were settled, eventually they sent you the bill, and in installments you had to pay it off.
Lisa had been working for Siemens in Berlin for several years, so she didn't expect much trouble when it came to finding a job.
And I went to the labor department, so they gave me a list of 6 companies, and all of them, they said, not suitable for a woman. They wouldn't hire me. That was bad, yeah.
She didn't speak very much English at the time, so the only job she could find was as a housekeeper and babysitter for a family in West Vancouver.
And I didn't mind doing this because I wanted to find out what the customs are in Canada.
After 6 months, she moved on to a factory job.
I was riveting suitcases.
Where she met her husband. That wasn't all the 1950s had in store for Lisa, though.
I have to think now. I came in 1951, got married in 1953. My son was born in 1954. In 1955, my father died. So my mother and my sister, I said, well, come to Canada. And in 1957, my husband died of cancer.
Now a single mother with a small child, Lisa went back to work again, this time on the production line of a phone company. After 5 years, her boss asked her to bring in her certificates.
And then afterwards he said, okay, we give you a chance. So they put me into the technical department. I was happy about that because I made a little bit more money, but I also was working in my field.
She stayed in that department until she retired, but was constantly being barred from top positions because she was a woman.
I'm happy that women are really coming out and fighting to get to the glass ceiling. At the time I got that job, but I had trouble to get higher. They wouldn't let me get higher.
Lisa had always been interested in meditation, and now that her work and home life were more stable, she could spend more time developing her practice.
There was a lady who had developed a meditation circle, once a week meeting and meditating. And when we were meditating, one person always had to stay clear because while you meditate, it could be possible that you would be connected to the other level. Well, there is a lot between heaven and earth that we still don't know how it works.
While reading the book In Search of India, Lisa discovered the true holy man and decided to go and find him.
I was there, I think, almost 2 months. I went to Punjab, studied the Sikh religion, visited the Sikh temple, the Golden Temple. The two holy men lived in South India. I wrote them if I could come and visit them.
They said yes.
You can come anytime you want to, just let us know. As a woman, I had to sleep outside. They had some cabins there.
Lisa has been advocating for change for one cause or another since she was a teenager.
I don't like injustice.
But her biggest campaign was when the
CNIB entered my life.
In 1982, the Canadian National Institute for the Blind announced plans to close the Queen Elizabeth Hall. 75 visually impaired older persons needed somewhere to live. The neighborhood revolted, and Lisa helped lead the charge.
I spoke before City Council, but nothing happened. Then I went to City Council again, and nothing happened. Then I got a phone call from the mayor. She said, why should we buy the land? The province doesn't give you the money to support it.
And then the provincial government called and said,
why should we give you the land? The city hasn't given you the money to build it. And I got phone calls at work, and my boss said, I think you're working in the wrong area.
Eventually, the city and provincial governments committed money to the project. In 1987, Little Mountain Place opened as a residential care facility, followed in 1988 by Little Mountain Court, a block of subsidized housing for older persons and persons with disabilities.
I've always been for the advancement, but it takes a lot out of you. Yeah. I would say one thing, slowly it gets better.
Thanks to Lisa for sharing her story with us. And thank you for listening. We're always looking for older persons to talk with. And by older person, we mean someone who's age 65 or older. You don't need to be famous, but you do need to have lived. If that sounds like you, or if you want to be part of our project in some other way, write to us at hello@ageknowble.com. That's hello@ageknowble.com. We can't wait to hear about you.